have another contractor here on the site. His name's Travis Construction. And I'm standing on our side of the property, and our neighbor on the other side doesn't really want me standing on their property. Is that true? Am I allowed to stand on the property there? Huh, sir? Jeff? Am I allowed to walk on the property? Are you shaking your head? So he doesn't want to speak because he's afraid of being incriminated as a consequence. Is that true or false? He doesn't want to speak because he doesn't want to be in the middle of a legal battle. Is that true or false? So obviously he doesn't want to be held accountable for what he says, so that's why he's not speaking. Is that true or false? Okay, so anyway.
This is a little too much for me.
All right,
if there's this
Travis.
much confrontation going on between the two parties, I don't want to be involved in this.
All right.
If
Well,
you can give me a direct
okay,
direction
I'll
on
give you
what's...
the direct. I know it's complicated. Sorry, Travis. So I was going to build a deck here, but as it stands right now, we can't build a deck because of the setback of the Allen block. So the previous contractors wants to take these piers out to compensate for the Allen block wall.
Do you have a French drain behind the retaining wall?
I bought that French drain material over there, and if we need to put it in this side of the retaining wall. Okay, that's fine. So if you go here, we ordered. I was gonna pick up 12. I was gonna pick up 12 cubic yards of some quarter-inch gravel today. Quarter minus, but I rented the trailer and stuff. But then they want us to start the Allen block further in and remove all these, and this was just unexpected part of the project that this really wasn't expected. Okay, so we're going to move forward.
I mean, technically the first course of law should be on your property.
Okay.
Just that way it's your wall, no confrontation.
Okay,
with
so
that.
the issue here really is about the property line, and
Which you can look on jacksoncounty.org. They have all of the lot surveys, measurements from...
We're dealing with property lines. It's kind of nebulous because, let me just explain one thing. I do have a survey map of her property, and there is an easement of 15 feet on her property. Her property on the survey map is 50 feet from our property line to the front. But if you measure with the tape, the property is actually 65 feet from this property line to the street. Her house encroaches on the easement. Probably roughly 8 feet. Her house encroaches on the easement because it's roughly. So she's actually, her property is 50 feet, but her house is actually encroaching on the easement. Now she doesn't want to give us anything. She's not willing to make any compromises with the 3.5 inches here to compensate for the setback. And we're paying for this. This had a fence here before. We took it down because we had to in order to ascertain whether we put how to put in the Allen block wall. We had to take the old fence out that was dilapidated. And then here, that's the post from the old fence. It was falling apart down there. It wasn't so bad up here, but down there it was really bad. So anyway, so we went basically. We thought, okay.
How tall is your wall going to be?
Well, we just want to build it high enough so it addresses her concerns, so we don't have to contend with a legal battle because she wants us to pay her rent for her apartment because she says she can't rent as a consequence of the dilapidated fence, and she says for the duration of time that we're not able to have a fence built, that she wants us to pay her rent. And that fence was always dilapidated even before we bought this property. The absurdity of what's going on here is crazy. But nonetheless,
so you got a quote of what, $3,500 for the wall?
No. We to put in the wall today from Everin. You want to know what the number is? Are you willing to give us a competitive bid?
Possibly.
Okay.
If everything's smooth between both owners.
Okay, so what you want to look at down here, because this is part of this narrative. You can look at it changed he was gonna, okay, I'll tell you what. From this, he was gonna put the, that included backfilling the wall with the gravel.
Yep. Placing drain.
And put in drain, I got the drain over there. But then the numbers changed this morning as a consequence of the setback.
And having to bring this slope.
Yeah, because it means that we have to excavate more of our property to contend with her expectations. So the thing is, if we just
I mean,
build
to take this out another, call it 18 inches, 24 inches back, you're probably looking at another $2,500 with an excavator, hauling the dirt off.
okay, so how much would you charge to just go up to this tree with the blocks?
Give me a square footage price. You know, but
I got the blocks, they're ready to go.
you're probably looking at around $4,500 ballpark.
For everything?
Yeah. And that's a rough ballpark estimate, without getting out measurements and doing
Can
all
you
that.
start today?
But no, absolutely.
When can you start?
I'm about 2 months out right now. But also, it's accessed by both parties because there will be, you got to work on her property and your property, so there needs to be some type of
All right,
agreement.
so can we make a commitment for you to start in 2 months?
I can get you a solid bid or an estimate, and then you guys can talk about it and we can go from there.
So it's $4,500, okay, for labor that you go up to this tree.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's 3/4 minus 10 inches.
Okay, because
compacted
this is what
everything.
he wanted. He wanted 7,000, 8,000,
With backfill and drain, that's high.
$8,000 to go from that street to here.
Well, that's okay. So I'm saying 4,500 for the block wall, plus another 2,000 for the excavation of this extra rip. So all said and done, we're more like 6,500.
$6,500 for labor and excavation.
Excavate, remove the dirt, and install the block. And that's on a compacted base. Roughly, just by looking at it, I'm going to say 3 or 4 blocks high.
Well, we have blocks. It's 3.5 feet. That's the max they'll let us go.
Exactly.
So we're looking at $7,000.
I think your other bid is pretty reasonable.
Do you think it is?
Yeah.
And then up here, this is where it's at. And so he wanted, this section, and it came out to like $15,000 for labor altogether.
Go all the way back, yeah. But retaining walls aren't cheap.
So,
I charge normally about $35 a square foot for retaining walls.
okay, well, it's not just the labor, brother. It's more about reliability with neighbors like these people because they're not really willing to give an inch. If they were kind people,
I'm not here to discuss any of that.
well, I am.
So,
I'm here to discuss.
It's your house. So you
And if
gotta
they
live
were
with it.
kind people, they would compromise and say, hey, we got enough of the easement. Our property extends into the easement. The city has grandfathered them all this real estate on the easement, which is, and yet they don't want it. They want to squish us between our property. We don't have any disputes with the neighbor across. Our property line goes onto that neighbor's property. I don't make a stink about it. It's not about making a stink about anything. 3.5 inches have come off it. I don't understand people like you. This is going to be some serious karma for you people. I'm serious. I'm not part of your karma. We're going to pay for this. But honestly, there's some karma here that's going to have to be contended with over the course of time. That's all I'm saying. And I'm a loving person, and I hope you are too. But it seems to me that this little property line, 3.5 inches, brother, when your easement is encroaching on the sidewalk, there should be a 15-foot easement. Go look at the map. This is like from here to the corner. It's 65 feet. Go look and see how much the house is encroaching on the easement, and see how much the city has graciously given Jeannie, with no problems. I'm not going to make a stink out of it. But the fact is, you guys want to push your property over 3.5 inches at my expense. And that's not nice. We'll pay for it graciously, with even lovingly and kindly on top of it, but not with respect for the lack of integrity that you guys are coming from. When you start to look at this property line, Jeannie's, to Lori's house, you're going to discover that we're being pushed in. Okay? Now, Jeffrey, I'm not going to say any more to you. It's pointless because you're, as far as I can see, you have an opinion and you're going to stick with your opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. And you'll use it in a court of law against me. But the fact is, we're not going to take this to a court of law. You're going to get your fence. But I would, if you guys want to pay for a surveyor to come out here, you could do that. You could do that. It's $2,500. I would suggest you do it because you're going to discover that the property line on that end of the property is, this whole property is a trapezoid. And that cyclone fence post is further on our side than her side. And you're going to discover this wall, that fence is completely on your property. Hence, it would seem most likely that it is your responsibility for the fence. Now this part of the retaining wall, is more on our side because it's not truly the land isn't demarcated that well, and you're going to discover that the property lines are also they're nebulous. From one surveyor to another, they're different. Each surveyor is going to give you a different opinion as to where the true property line is, and that's where it gets really confusing. And you could actually go back. I don't know. You know the name of that agency in Jackson County? They hold records, historical records of property lines. It goes back like 4 years. If you cannot get records here at the local planning division, it's different.
Yeah, you guys need to hash it out between property owners, and then
We can't hash it out with them because
hold on.
It's a heated debate, and whenever you're dealing with a heated debate, you can't come.
He's already chased out are you coming for a bid? He chased out the people who are already bidded and everything else, so.
you probably, it's gonna be interesting too, because you're gonna have to go, that first course is gonna have a step. You want a level top on the wall? Flat?
Yeah, that was those are the blocks that we ordered, and the blocks came out to a total of $2,500. I already paid for them. Yeah, I've already paid for them. The only thing that set us back today is you use his product, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he asked
You got
me,
a lot of excavation. Getting an excavator up on here, on these, some of this walkway might have to come up, at least a section of it, just to fit the machine up here,
Right.
to dig out that much of the bank.
So the other
there's a lot
option here,
involved.
the other option here is to not do an alum block wall. See, and if we had you build, because I know the other guy was going to put in, he just does alum block. Maybe does do cement block, cement walls. But if we just did a cement.
Poured cement wall wouldn't save you any money. The only thing that would save you money would be like a 2x12 pressure treated wall, 4x4 post on the outside, pressure treated on the back side. It's not, going 3'6"
She doesn't want that. We have to please her too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's just a level of grace here that needs to be on my behalf. I have to maintain a degree of grace here and acceptance and just go with the flow. But on the other hand, I don't like being taken advantage of, and if I'm going to consent to something, there needs to be mutual understanding as to the expectations. And if the expectations are unreasonable, then I don't think things are coming from grace. The main dispute I have is easement. If she's being grandfathered, her house is already.
There's nothing you can do about something that's been grandfathered. That
on
has
that
nothing
side.
to do with this.
So
This needs to be surveyed. Once you have a surveyed property line, then we can discuss moving forward and making sure both parties are happy. That's the only way I would do it.
Oh, that's the only way you would do it.
Absolutely.
At this
I don't
point, after
make
hearing
any
the
reason.
conversation,
I
The
work
rains
in-
are coming, aren't they?
the
What's that?
The rains?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I live and work in this town, and I
That's going to be fun.
have a reputation I want to keep up. So
Yeah.
I don't like pissing people off.
Oh, I appreciate that, Travis.
but you know, it's a lot of block that you're going to put down here.
Well,
And
that's just
erosion
part.
wise-
We have an order. There's like a total of 12 pallets. Right?
Yeah, no, that's only a chunk of it.
Yeah.
And you're going to bring the deck all the way out to the block line?
No, we have to
It has
take
to
the
be-
piers out
Yeah.
because
that's way too
because
close.
because of the excavation.
And yeah, you can't have the gas meter underneath the deck either.
No, it wasn't gonna build it. I put the ledger there prior to this
Yeah.
dispute. And then I came to the conclusion that height of the deck would be more than 30 inches and I would need to pull a permit. We'd have to have an engineer out
Yep,
here.
yep.
And so fuck it. That's why I put the craters there. You'll see all those craters. That was so I could bring the height of the deck underneath 30 inches. But that was only after she complained. I was just gonna go, it wasn't gonna be much higher than 30 inches. But it was only because she complained that it created a red flag, and that caused more conflict because I was already set to go, and yet she put a
Have you had the city out to take any of this in consideration? Or?
No, I'm just like you. You were down at the planning division. Did you have fun down there?
Oh yeah, it's good times. 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're pretty reasonable. You know, going there emotionally charged like I can be sometimes. So, but anyway, it's all good. It'll all work out in the end as
Yeah,
long as they
why
don't
you guys
throw the.
talk
make-
amongst yourselves, and if it
I
gets
can't
to
talk
go
to
ahead,
these people. Look
Well,
at him. He's not talking to me
he's
at all.
being just fine. You're being a little confrontational.
I'm being confrontational because he doesn't want to say a word. He looks at me as if he doesn't want to say anything because he's afraid of speaking. It's absolutely true.
I'm gonna take off.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks a lot, Travis. Can I keep this in mind? Nice and beautiful.